Hi there. So, sleep is a problem for a lot of people, and there are many ways to sleep better. And this is one of them that can start working as quickly as a week from now. And if you are a professional who is helping people with their health, like a coach or a personal trainer or yoga teacher, then you really don't even need to do a lot of work to make this magic happen. So, let me tell you about a sleep journal. And if you're someone who's just trying to improve your sleep on your own, then it's also really beneficial for you to give this a try. So a sleep journal is just like a nutrition log or an exercise log or any kind of journal really. It focuses in on sleep. And I think you probably already know why sleep is so important, but I'll just give you a quick little rundown. Sleep benefits every single function in the human body, and we are biologically wired to sleep for a third of our lives. Whether we like it or not, that's the reality. And each one of us is hardwired for a certain amount of sleep every night. And so when we don't get that amount, it's just really hard to meet other goals and to have the energy that we want every day, like even things like making decisions about what to eat and if you should exercise or not, they just become a lot harder when you haven't been getting enough sleep. So I could talk about that all day and all night. And I have other videos and blogs out there if you want to learn about sleep science and sleep cycles and circadian rhythm. But here I just want to give you this sleep journal so that you can start sleeping better this week. So you can make one in a spreadsheet, or you can download the one on my website, or it looks like this. So it's just a grid, and so you could definitely make one yourself in a Excel or a numbers program on your computer. And if you're really not computer savvy, then you can take this list that I have and you can just write it down on a sheet of paper every day for 7 days and just make notes about each one of these items. So here's what could be included on a sleep journal: your wake up time, the time you get out of bed, the total number of hours you slept last night, how you feel in the morning when you wake up, total caffeine and time finished. So you note your caffeine for the day, midday feelings, the time you got finished eating for the day, what time you turn off electronics, what time you start your bedtime routine, what time you get into bed, what time you turn out the lights, how long it takes you to fall asleep, the number of times awake during the night, the total time awake at night, and any sleep aids or pills that were used. So these are optional. You don't have to have them all in your journal. If you choose any of them, I would definitely note wake up time and the time that you get into bed and like the time you fall asleep. And then take note of like your energy during the day and take note of how many hours you slept every night and how many wakings you had. That might be like a really good start. Some of these other things like caffeine and alcohol and food, they are habits that play into our sleep that can help us sleep better. And it's all cyclical, but if you're just going to start somewhere, you can just keep track of a few things. So if you are using a fitness journal with clients, print the journal out. Even if you're using it for yourself, print the journal out and then look it over and answer any questions that your client has. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to answer questions. And then keep a record for a week. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just doing it to the best of your ability. And then making sure that you definitely note like wake up time, bedtime, number of hours sleeping. Again, the daytime habits can help you see patterns. The more the better, but we definitely don't want to stress about sleep because stress never helps us sleep. And then when you look it over at the end of the week, just see what comes up for you, see what comes up for your client. Most of the time, people are ready to make one or two very small changes with their sleep. So, whatever that person is feeling inclined toward or whatever you're feeling inclined toward, you want to go with that. Whatever surfaces, I would trust that and then work towards strategies to help. So here are two examples. So say a person noticed that on the nights without screens, like when they don't use screens before bed, they slept more restfully. Then you can brainstorm some activities to keep the screens out of bedtime because we know that research has shown us that screens interfere with sleep. It's real. But if a person isn't noticing it themselves, it can be hard to like get them to change that. So if someone was to feel that way, then that's like the in that you can start with and suggest things like a jigsaw puzzle, meditation, a shower, a bath, stretching, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, knitting, sewing, anything relaxing that's screen free will fit the bill and with lights pretty low. Another example would be if a client has a busy day at work and notices that on those days it's harder to fall asleep or that they tend to go to bed later. So then you could ask that person, or if the person is you, you can ask yourself, like, well, what is different about those days that you're not as busy? What are you doing before bed that's like relaxing? And see if we can bring elements of that into the busy days or to create a little bit more space. Otherwise, maybe some rearranging those busy days so they're not as busy might be helpful. But those are just a couple ideas, and we could definitely dive into this more. So use your creative juices to problem solve and reach out if you need support. The sleep journal really does a lot of the heavy lifting, I find, when I use it with people. And then after the sleep journal, people just need a support system. So you can find that on Facebook. I have a sleep fitness group that you can join, and we support each other in sleep. Otherwise, having some other people that can support you and help you change your habits has been proven to be very beneficial for making those changes. And then once you make the changes and you start sleeping better, I think you and the people that you work with will be just automatically wanting to stick with it, because there is nothing more precious than waking up feeling rested in the morning and ready for the day and having sustainable energy all day. And there are a lot of things that play into that. It's not just sleep that helps us have sustainable energy all day, but it's a big one. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes and let me know how I can support you. If you're looking for more resources around sleep and energy and circadian rhythm, then check out some of my other channels. You can find me here on YouTube, and you can find me on Instagram under Circadian Mama as the handle. And like I said, I have a sleep fitness group on Facebook. So I'll see you out there, and I hope you and the people around you start sleeping better, because I really believe it could change the world.